Anthea would have said more, but a sense of overwhelming defeat closed her mouth and sent her stomping back to her cubicle. She threw herself into her chair, knocking her knee into the edge of her workspace. She swore softly but expressively and heard a sympathetic cluck from Adrian. "Knee or elbow?" His voice carried easily over the cubicle barrier that divided their work areas. "Knee, and I hate this job and this place and everything in it." She heard Adrian get up and watched him appear from around the barrier between their two cubes. His nose appeared first, then a mass of unruly red hair, followed by large steel-rimmed glasses and finally his stick pretzel body. Anthea had long decided he looked like a Yiddish Ichabod Crane. He sidled around the cubicle corner and sat down in her guest chair. "Does that include me?" "If it weren't for you, I'd have blown this place a long time ago. Don't look so skeptical, I would have." Adrian gave her a, "Who do you think you're fooling?" look. "It's me, remember? Quit? You? After what, 10 years now? They know you won't." "I could quit if I wanted to." Anthea sat up in indignation as Adrian's expression of disbelief didn't alter. "Just because I stick with things when the going gets rough doesn't mean I don't know when to bail out." Adrian looked pointedly at the demure promise ring Anthea wore, the one she'd exchanged with Lois on their first anniversary. "Right, you love change." His gaze transferred to her light gray blouse and deep teal-green suit. "If it hadn't been for the fire, you'd still be wearing navy blue day in and day out." Even though she resented his bluntness, Anthea knew Adrian was right. She'd worn the office NOCCU uniform for several years until the Oakland firestorm had forced her to buy a new wardrobe. That winter, navy blue had been out and other colors had invaded her business wear. "It's what they have in my size. If I were a 7 instead of a 12, I could have my choice of colors." Adrian made a mild sound of disgust. "If you were a 7, you'd look like hell. One of these days you'll have to work to look decent, like the rest of us." He wearily passed his hand over his hair that ringed his head like Art Garfunkel's at its most global. "Everything looks good on you by pure accident. It's not as if you try." "I do so try," Anthea said. "I bathe regularly." She added a superior sniff for emphasis. "You're digressing. Why do you hate this place more today than you did yesterday?" Anthea sighed and pushed at the papers on her desk. "The SOBs have won another round." She noticed Adrian looking at something down the cubicle-created hallway in puzzlement. "What's Martin want with Ruben?" "Ruben's on his way to Deep Space Nine." Her voice caught. Adrian swiveled back toward her, staring at her for a minute, and then said, "And the great straight white hope is keeping his job?" "I'm told that's the breaks in business. Benefits of seniority." "We could work here all our lives and not have the job security he has." Adrian took off his glasses to rub his eyes. "Damn, Ruben was just getting really productive. Want to go get drunk?" He put his glasses back on, then tried to smile, but his heart didn't appear to be in it. "Not my style," Anthea said shortly. She wanted to go outside for a cigarette, but she had a transfer pricing mess to work out before the hysterical product managers called her again. From the quantity of voicemail they left for her, they evidently thought Anthea was their personal business consultant. She sighed and turned toward her computer. Adrian exhaled heavily, then went back to his cubicle. "Did you guys get the usual end-of-quarter surprise?" Anthea shoved her briefcase onto the back seat and wiggled in after it. A needle of icy wind speared between her knees. There were no trees or buildings to cut the impact of the sharp December wind slicing its way from the southern San Francisco Bay and across the refinery parking lot. Lois was already buckled up. Anthea pulled her legs in and rubbed her arms to warm up. Celia settled herself into the passenger seat. Lois answered after she had backed the car out. 3 people, but not me or Celia." She eased her foot on the gas pedal, and Anthea took a moment to admire her lover's slender ankle, attached to a shapely calf. "Well," Celia said, "I'm seriously thinking of looking..."